straight, but I don't know what else
Yeah.
we expected from that.
My guess is
do
he
you
was
think
desperate. Because
Yeah.
Bella had a problem, he had to... if Misty hadn't come along, they would have figured out that problem very quickly, because Bella
Yeah.
gives birth immediately. And that was the problem the whole time she was pregnant. But yeah, he didn't know what was up, and it just so happened that Misty was giving a tour not very far from where they were based, conveniently, so, the opportunity presented itself.
And then he knew that she needed money because
Yes.
of her foundation, so maybe he saw that as weakness that he could prey on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wonder if she got her money, that like the $50,000 that he gave her. They were like, here you go, and even if you don't agree, you can cash. Like, I wonder if she went home after he was dead and was like, can I still cash this? Like, just give it a bash.
She did. Don't tell anybody until I cash this check.
That's it. No one's around to cancel the check. The money's
true.
still in the account. I mean, technically, she's owed more than that, because it was funding for her research for 5 years, I think, if she helped. So 50 grand was just to come out and meet. So she did that, and then she helped and said, oh, Bella's pregnant. Fund my research for 5 years, please. So.
Yeah, I hope she got the money. It would have made the trauma at least a bit more worthwhile if she got to continue her actual, like, ethical research into sharks rather than what he was doing.
She gets a cool story out of it as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
I tried to fight these baby sharks with an acetylene torch.
Oh, yeah, she does get that scene. And then they just swim past her.
Yeah, because it's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Well, maybe no, she didn't want them dead.
But maybe this is why Bella's okay with her, because Bella's like, it's okay. She pretended to try and kill the pups with the acetylene torch, because obviously that's not going to work, and she would have known it's not going to work. So she wanted the babies to survive. Otherwise, she would have picked, I don't know, any other plan.
Yeah. And she liked Aaron, but she knew Daniel was stealing research for 7 months. So she was like, okay, we'll get rid of Daniel.
Yeah, she was like, you go up the ladder second, Daniel. You'll be fine, don't worry.
What does that mean?
The pups are down there dragging Daniel by the shoes back a little bit so Aaron can get to the ladder first.
Oh, I love it. How deep in blue was this chapter, Jay?
I'm glad you asked, Mark. This is it's not very deep, because a lot of it's on the surface, so it's on average about 4 meters deep. Because you have the beautiful shots of Misty swimming underwater. I really like those shots. The shot of the wet lab completely submerged was really eerie, but I really liked it. And it's 30% blue, quite blue. A few underwater shots. A lot of it's at night, so a lot of it's black. So it it could have been bluer. But there we go. But we haven't really, we kind of skipped over the feeling froggy jump line, which is my favourite line from the whole film is Trent to Durant. You feeling froggy? Then jump. Where did that come from?
That's how you diffuse every fight. Is you're about to fight somebody. You feeling froggy? Wait, what? Well, yeah, because frogs jump. And then if you're a frog, you jump at me. And the guy's like, I don't want to fight anymore. This is stupid.
You ruined it.
Yeah, that's how you avoid fights. Is you ask people if they're feeling froggy. Because I don't get it.
It is great. But I have a question about the subtitles. When Aaron gets on the boat, and they were asking like how he's explaining how he survived. He said, "I used this thing to something." I don't know what he said. Do we have any idea what? Do either of you have the subtitles to hand?
He said, "I used this thing to hang out at the bottom." I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, to hang out at the bottom. It's a breather, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the thing that Misty was using to when she came up. It was the canister or whatever she had in her mouth. I think. I don't know how he got it.
It was the Phantom Menace thing.
He picked something up when he was in the crew quarters when Josh was being killed in the shower, and he picked it up and looked at it and just kind of pockets it, and I assume it's this thing, but it's kind of skipped over, and I feel like they could have included it in a line. I use this rebreather to help out, just to name the thing.
Because you feel like sharks can. It's not like. I feel like sharks have pretty good vision, like whether you're on the bottom of the water or mildly in the water or on the top of the water, chances are they'll see you. But I like the fact that he was just like, I just hid at the bottom and nobody bothered me. It was fine. And then when I saw the shark explode above me and I thought, coast clear, I'll come up.
You launched some flares, let me know where you were. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Perfectly aimed double flares, and I knew exactly where to swim to.
Did you guys shoot back to back? I heard somebody mutter Mr. and Mrs. Smith when I was down there.
Oh, it must have been so cool. I'm so annoyed I missed it.
I bet you the shark just took him down there, placed him on a rock, patted his head, and swam away.
With the shoe.
And just said, hang out for a little bit. Like, you're good. It's not your fault. Right?
You're just the tech guy. Like, you're not really involved in the shark politics. Just hang out on the bottom until it's all over. Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed that Bella attacked, though, because, I don't know, Bella had no beef with Misty. Dr. Misty Calhoun, I apologize. Maybe with Trent Slater, or Slater Trent, or... what's
Traitor Slent was the other one.
Traitor Slent, that's another name I called him. We've called him everything here.
I have to really think about, what is his name? He's got like 4 different ones. Which one's the actual name? Every time I talk about him.
Yeah. I earnestly called him Traitor Slent one time. I'm like, what is that? Who is this person? Oh gosh. All right. Favorite moment from this whole thing? You have to pick one.
From this scene?
Yeah.
I really liked Durant's death, I think, because it was, I felt like he deserved a horrible death. Like I said, Daniels was pretty gross when he didn't really do anything. It's usually the bad people that get the worst deaths, but I felt like the whole build-up of him still thinking he was, like, Bella's master and he was still in charge and that he could scream at a shark and that it was going to have an effect. I love that right up until the very end, he still thought he was in charge and he was still really arrogant, and then Bella was just, like, swiped round and got him. And I loved the whole... like how high it was at the water, the fact that you like see him kind of get crunched in half and all the blood comes out his mouth and the blood spatters on the camera also somehow. Like,
there's another drone.
Oh yeah. Another traumatized Coast Guard drone that's just seen a guy get chopped in half. I really liked that. I thought it was I think there's so many kind of good deaths in the first Deep Blue Sea, and it's kind of reminiscent of the one with the going up like the lift shaft or whatever, and the girl bitten from underneath. Yeah, it's very like that, but you feel like this guy deserves it when she didn't. So it was nice it was nice for Bella, I guess, to finally get her revenge for what he had done to her, and I'm glad he got a very sort of graphic, gross death.
Yeah, and I love that as soon as he lands, Trent and Misty are like, okay, swim to the boat. There's no Durant. They're like, okay, or off.
I gotta go with the what. I just love the what? No, that's my favorite moment because they really make a meal out of that scene, and it's just good acting.
The key.
Just, what? Yeah, what? No, you're not getting it. That's my favorite because it just catches me off guard and makes me so happy. I love it.
See, I love the explosion. At the end, it's a giant explosion. I love a good character silhouetted against an explosion. And we get that here. It's a great shot that will definitely be in our Instagram image for this one. I just love that. It's like that Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indy on the top of the sand dune with the sun setting and the silhouette. It's that kind of thing. It's obviously not as iconic. And it's a huge explosion. It's a proper, like, Waterworld stunt show kind of thing. Like, the whole thing's blowing up from all over the place. It's great.
I still wish we'd seen a shark explode, though. I wanted, like, a kind of end of Jaws, like, shark chunks raining down sort of finale.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
end of Deep Blue Sea 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, like, probably a lot of shark films end with shark chunks raining down. But, just even, like, 1 or 2 sharks, because there was, 5 dudes and some babies left and things. Like, they could have blown a couple up and then you'd been like, oh, they're all dead. And then when it turns out they're not, it might have been a bit more shocking. But, yeah, it was a pretty cool explosion for the fact that a lot of the other effects look very CGI-ish. And
the petrified shark.
Yeah. It was nice to see an actual explosion.
Yeah, I love practical effects. Blow more stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Misty says, just like in the movies, and then Trent goes, yeah, just like in the movies. Because they couldn't think of a better line.
And then they go, let's get the hell out of here, because that's what everyone always says when they're leaving somewhere scary.
I hope they come back for 4. I really do.
I'd love it if they did.
Aaron, Dr. Misty Calhoun, and Trent Slater, a.k.a. Slater Trent, a.k.a. Traitor Slant. So I would love it. And listen, the third one's really good. John Pogue directed the heck out of it. There's a really good cast, fun performances.
There might be an exploding shark in it. We couldn't say.
There's spin kicks. And there's shark punches. You wanted to see shark punches in this? A shark does get punched in Deep Blue Sea 3. So I hope in the 4th one they bring back this cast and just... I want a Deep Blue Sea universe. DBSU. Oh, please. Bring back Thomas Jane. Bring back Bring back Ronnie Cox, bring back LL Cool J, everybody.
Yep. And the survivors of 3, who we won't say who they are.
Yeah.
But we
Or
know
just
that they should
any
come
of them survive, or just anybody survive.
back. Well, yeah. All of the sharks. None of the sharks die. It's all the sharks die.
Yeah. No one dies in Deep Blue Sea 3.
It's just a documentary.
Everyone just hangs out. They play cards.
Just friends with the sharks. Yeah.
Yeah. They drink shark juice for 90 minutes.
So I love when Daniel dies, they just drop him back in the shaft.
Yeah, they do.
There's no like, we should try and get his body back to his family. It's like, oh, he's dead. Bye.
Plop.
Yeah, they have to be pretty sure that he's actually dead. Like, he could just be in shock or something. They're like, oh, he's gone. And then he's like, oh, great, and now I need to feel the top half of me getting eaten as well. Like,
Sack
thanks
of
a lot,
potatoes
guys.
into the shaft. Done.
Yeah, I don't know why they... And then I love how they shut the lids. They're like, oh my god, all the baby sharks, and they shut the lid. And I was like, but if the baby sharks came out the lids, then they would just be on dry land and they would just die. Like, I don't know what they thought was going to happen. They're like trying to struggle and put it back on. And I'm like, it probably would have been better to let them escape and then drown, and then they wouldn't be a threat anymore if you end up under the water.
And Trent like pulls his hand away like a little shark's just bitten his finger. So, which it could have been Daniel, like he's clutching, just let me back out again, help, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
They plop him in there. It's
not
beautiful.
Yeah.
That poor guy. No, you know what? He stole research for 7 months. And the only reason he told Leslie is he goes, yeah, you're going to find out eventually, so I might as well tell you. Like, he's not. You know what? It's good. He got chomped. He fed sharks.
Absolutely.
It's good.
There was no way he was surviving this film, but I've said it before, I'm shocked that Aaron survives. I like the character, really do, but he's the Scoggins of this film, and Scoggins was the most killable character of Deep Blue Sea. And, like, Aaron is, you meet the entire cast, you go, Aaron's gonna die in this film, right? He's not gonna have a good death. He's gonna get ripped apart. His leg's gonna be twitching afterwards. He's gonna be useful, but then he's gonna die. And he almost does several times, but he's alive. He makes, we have the credits next week, and I watched it to the end of the credits, expecting a deleted scene at the end where Aaron dies. That's how certain I was that he wasn't going to make it out of this film, and he does. He did it. So fair play to him. I'm surprised. I'm still surprised. I've watched this 8 times now. I'm still surprised 9 times now. I'm still surprised he makes it every time.
It's impressive that 3 people survive. Like, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot for, like, sort of any kind of horror film, but especially a shark one, it's usually, like, 2 at the most. I thought he was a kind of goner. It felt like his death was just going to be kind of... Because the first time I watched it, I completely missed him even getting dragged under the water. And then when they got to the boat, I was like, wait, where is he? And then when they were looking for him, and I saw it this time, I'm just getting sort of dragged during the commotion. But yeah, it's quite impressive that 3 of them survived completely unscathed, like no injury at all, no like missing limb or even shark bite. They're just all fine and they just sail out of there. That's very extraordinary, especially when there wasn't like a huge cast of people to start with. There's not that many deaths of like people you actually care about, because you don't like the lawyer, and then you don't like Duran, and then you're not sure about Daniel.
I love Duran.
When he gets the best death, his death makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because he loves it. He's like, yeah!
Well, that's it. It's easy to miss Aaron slipping under the water, because it's immediately followed by Durant submerging himself and screaming underwater into the face of a shark, which no other film has that. If nothing else.
He's just so pompous, and he believes it. And I love the ego of this guy. I made some incredible sharks.
I told you I was Bella's master.
Oh, beautiful. I do wish at the end of this film, at the end of the credits, it's just Mike in that deleted scene walking out to the generator and pushing a button and then walking back. That's the final scene.
No.
I don't know if you watch the deleted scenes, but there's a deleted scene of Mike walking to the generator, pressing a button, and then walking out of frame. That's the deleted scene.
I can understand filming it. You need a bit of B-roll. You need something to cut away to. Fine. I don't know why it's on the disc. I don't know why this is... I think we've now discussed it on 4 separate chapters. I don't know why Mark loves it. I don't know why he keeps bringing it up. But
I'm going to go and watch it now. That's what's going to happen. So you've done some good.
That's 20 seconds you'll never get back.
Oh, it's not, but it's